rematches all over the place. Coming up here next week, Tyson Fury versus Usyk Part 2. Tell us what you think about the rematch.
The first fight was so good that the rematch is going to be as good or even better. I think it's a 50-50 fight. Even though Usyk pulled it off, it was still very tough for him. He had, it was an easy fight. So I think the rematch, if Tyson comes out maybe a little bit more better prepared or maybe a little different game plan, he might even pull it off. So it's a fight that I wouldn't be surprised if we see three fights, a trilogy.
B-Ball better be Part 2. We talked about it a little bit before. You've had a little chance to think. What do you think with that? They're going to do it again. What do you think about those two?
You know what? I thought B-Ball pulled it off, but it was one of those fights that was close. Also, I can't say it's robbery, but the rematch is going to be one of those same things. Where you don't know who's going to win, but that's what boxing needs. Those type of fights. The great fighters fighting each other. I hate to see fighters that are so good and so talented but don't challenge themselves, don't want to unify, don't want to challenge themselves in different weight classes. I think boxing needs that, and so far we've had a good year, with fighters fighting each other. There's just very few of those fighters that are still picking their opponents, and they have the reason. But lately, I think we've had really good fights.
Exciting fight coming up out of your stable. Vergil Ortiz Jr., Israil Madrimov next year, Riyadh season. Talk to us about that matchup.
Hell of a fight, man. Hell of a fight. It's going to be one of those fights that probably steals the show, because both are going to go there to fight. They're in a great card, great card all around. The whole event's going to be great.
And just the card itself, just touch on the card itself, Coach. Just an amazing card.
One of the best cards in the last 20 years. I think the last time we had some of those cards was when Don King was promoting fights, pay-per-view events in the 90s.
TVKO.
Exactly. So we're talking 30 years ago, 30 plus years ago. Don King used to have 7-8 world title fights in one card.
Absolutely.
And I think this is 30 years later we're going to see the same thing with new things that are going on in boxing with Turkey and the Saudis. They're doing a great job putting all those fights together. They're putting up the money, so the fights are being made.
Talking about putting up the money, they did put the money up, and Vladimir Klitschko, somebody that they've been calling for. It looks like Vladimir Klitschko is going to be fighting again. Sounds like they confirmed, just looking for an opponent. There's a couple guys out there right now. What do you think about 48-year-old Vladimir Klitschko back in the ring?
Wow, the first time I hear that. Unless it
Dubois was the opponent.
For me, I wouldn't want to see that, because he could be against a young, hungry fighter that might even hurt him. But if it's something like Tyson did, then I'll be up for it. If it's an exhibition. But if it's a real fight against somebody young,
like a contender, like a young contender,
he could be in trouble. Because age doesn't. It's tough, man. It's tough.
We keep seeing this. What is it? Is it difficult? A lot of fighters. A lot of aging fighters. What is it about these dudes that just make it to where they can't go away? Is it really the check? Is it the passion for the sport? What is it that makes these guys keep coming back?
It's got to be the money, man. I think it's got to be the money, because, for example, Klitschko, he's been retired for a few years already. I'm pretty sure he did good. He made a lot of money. He made a lot of money. He made he did so good. So I don't think he's looking at a check. I don't know. Maybe just it's one of those situations where I can't guess. I think it's just gonna be maybe he's just hungry to come back and make another big fight.
Have you been seeing the videos of Teofimo Lopez training with Eddie Reynoso?
I've seen one video. I think it's good for him, big for him. He needs. I think he needed that change. I think a new voice. I'm not saying his dad did a great job, undisputed champion and everything, but I think a new voice is going to make a big difference.
Who wins, Teofimo Lopez or Boots Ennis if they fall down?
Lord, that's a tough one, man. I got to go with my boy Teofimo, but it's a tough one. It's a tough one.
Appreciate you, Coach. We'll let you get to your business, man. Thank you, bro. We'll talk to you soon, bro.